I'm here to talk to you about why you should be a beekeeper. So, we all need to eat. Animals need to eat. We eat animals, animals eat other animals sometimes, and then they eat plants too. We eat plants. But if there's no plants and no vegetables, no fruits, how are we going to eat? That's one of the things that I'm going to talk about. Basically, why are bees so important? Why do you think bees are important?
Pollination.
Honey.
Honey, pollination. Yes, pollination of what?
Right.
Plants. Exactly. The general community doesn't realize, like, if you go out to just do a survey, like in the city or something, you would find that the general community does not realize how principal the common honeybee is to our livelihood, our day-to-day basis. Flowers grow and they do what? They bloom. They make nice bright flowery colors, and basically it's nature's way of saying, look at me, come to me. But they're saying that not for humans, they're not here for us, they're there for the bees. And what the bees do is they go around and they collect the pollen, they spread the pollen around, fertilizing other plants in order to pollinate the flowers. They are vital to the life on Earth, every year pollinating up to 90% of plants and crops and helping generate an estimated of $40 billion a year value and over 1/3 of the food supply in many countries. Bees live and eat in the honeycomb. From the day the eggs are laid in the comb to the day that they're flying is about 21 days. Worker bees will travel up to 2 miles, 2 miles from their hive about 10 times a day. And they'll do this on and on until their last flight out of the hive and die for another 20 days. So they do that, and then what they're doing when they're doing this is that they're collecting pollen. A plant protein source for the young bees that are still inside the honeycomb, and what they do is it provides nitrogen and amino acids for the young vegetarians that they are. The nectar that's obtained from deep inside the flower provides pure carbohydrate source for all stages of the bees, from larvae to the pupa to the actual bee. What they'll do is that they'll take the pollen into their digestive sac inside, and they'll keep collecting pollen until they're doubled, not doubled, but 1/2 their weight themselves, and they carry that back to the hive. Once they get back to the hive, they regurgitate that, and then the younger bees, they'll take that and they'll, with the enzymes, they'll put it inside the honeycombs and then let that, once it gets filled, the honeycomb, once it gets filled, they'll cap it over, and for 5 days it ferments, and that's what makes the honey. They have to do that for 5 million flowers in order to make 1 liter of honey. It's not a lot. Water, they also have to go around and obtain water. Basically, it's a substance essential for hydrating all the other bees. Bees actually do drink water as well. And what they do is they bring it back, they'll use it for hydrating and then cooling the rest of the hive off. They need about 5 gallons a year in order to keep the whole hive air conditioned. They do this for all our food. They keep doing this over and over and making more honey, pollinating our flowers. But if they didn't do this, we wouldn't have any food. And the current dilemma for our world right now is that there are no bees. They are going extinct. Because they're going extinct, the Department of Agriculture has estimated that just in America, they contribute $20 billion to the food supply, and to the economy every year. And in 2012, this past winter, basically, 31% was reported that honeybees were lost. And what's going on is that in America, they're saying that the pesticides that we use for our crops and everything are not affecting, there's not enough substantial evidence to show that the pesticides that we're using is affecting the bees. But in the EU, here in Germany, what is it called? Banned all pesticides for our crops for at least 2 years to study the effects of pesticides towards the bee colony, the bee community. And what the phenomenon they're calling it is a colony collapse disorder. And what it does is that one of the theories is the bees, once they leave the hive, they leave and they go find the pollen, but they cannot find their way back to the hive. So thousands and thousands of bees are going missing and dying. And the first reported incident was in 2006, and it's still decreasing. So it's just 31% for 2012, but that's not including the rest of the years that this has been happening. The beekeepers who were affected by the disorder typically lost about 45% of their colonies, one survey found. And then in earlier this year, from this past winter, California reported that they cannot produce or ship any almonds because none of their crops were pollinated this year for almonds. So without immediate action to figure out what's going, because the downward trend that's going on with the bees, the bees are going to go extinct in a few years. And so one of the things that we can do, what I'm imploring you to do, because this is such drastic numbers that are being reported, in order to save our fruits and vegetables and even our flowers, is I have some things that we can help the community and help our world save our bees. First thing you can do is plant bee-friendly, plant flowering plants in your yard or even in some potter plants. You can do some flowering herbs too, to where you can use it for your own food. Plant your own food, like apples or cilantro, or even other potatoes have flowering on them too. Leave your dandelions or your other flowering weeds in your yard if you're not really concerned about it. You can leave them there, and they're actually honeybees actually can get their substance from those as well. Don't use chemicals or pesticides for treating your lawn or your area around your house, because with the current studies that are going on here in the EU, that's what they're saying that are affecting the bees, and you don't want to take the chance with that either. One of the other things you can do is buy local raw honey. There is a place out by my house that they have a dairy farm and a honey sales, and it is amazingly good. What you can do is, like I said earlier, bees do drink honey, do drink water, and what you can do is just put like a little water basin out by your house, or even away if you don't like them being close to your door. You can just put them away or somewhere around your house, and the bees will be able to, you put little stones in it, and they'll be able to drink some water. And understand that bees are not out to get you. Bees are there just trying to find some flowers, and if you come in chance with them, then you'd be able to just try to swat it away, and it'll go off by its own. And then the last thing you can do is build your own beehive. I know that the cities will try to do beehives up on top of their facility, on top of their buildings, and you can just start off with a small box and be able to collect your own honey and be able to help the environment and help the community with keeping your food plants. I went over what bees do, what is going on with the current dilemma of why bees are like disappearing, they're going extinct, and what you can do in order to help retract the whole incident with making your own garden and helping them out. Thank you.